Welcome to our terrifying exploration of the 66 most eerie and creepy historical photos ever taken. This journey takes you through the shadows of history. We'll explore eerie and creepy photos that show us the dark side of history. Let's begin the journey. Number 66. A terrifying sight of a woman tied to a tree, her desperate screams forever captured in this chilling photograph. It's unclear who she was or why she was there, but the look of fear in her eyes is undeniable. Number 65. An unsettling glimpse of a blackface Halloween costume, a haunting reminder of a darker past. But don't worry, it's only a costume. At least he's not actually wearing it out in public. Number 64. A creepy-looking woman climbs the stairs in 1930, leaving us to wonder about her unsettling presence. The identity of the woman is unknown, yet her story is one that will remain with us for years to come. Was she a ghost, a spirit, a time traveler? Whatever the case may be, the woman remains a mystery. Number 63. A tiny old woman sits on her porch, her piercing stare evoking an air of mystery. No one knows who she is or where she came from, but the mystery of her existence captivates us all. Number 62. A ghostly mother and baby in an ethereal embrace, their apparition frozen in time. A sense of sadness and longing permeates the air, as if they are searching for something lost. But what they are searching for, no one can know. Number 61. A bear terrifies a small child, capturing a fear that still echoes through generations. Although the child is scared, the bear is not real. The image conveys a feeling of protection and love, but also a hint of danger and mystery. Number 60. Farmers in homemade Halloween costumes, their haunting masks concealing unknown intentions. The masks add to the mystery of the image, making the viewer question whether the farmers are friendly or not. We're just at the beginning of an unsettling journey. What could have caused these haunting scenes? Number 59. The Dead-Eyed Girl Portrait, a haunting image that leaves us pondering the stories behind those eyes. The girl is a symbol of the human experience, of grief and loss, and of the struggles of life. Number 58. A startled woman on Christmas night, her fear palpable as she gazes into the unknown. Her eyes express the emotion of 1,000 unanswered questions, and her posture conveys both vulnerability and strength. Number 57. The enigmatic sight of a long-haired girl, a mysterious figure lost in time. She stands motionless, her gaze eerily fixed on something unseen, her hair billowing in the night breeze. Number 56. A blurry-faced girl with her doll and stuffed bear adds an eerie touch to an innocent moment. Little did they know that this photo would eventually become a meme for creepy things that go bump in the night. Number 55. Santa Claus visiting a woman on December 24, 1958. A surreal scene that blurs the line between fantasy and reality. Santa's unexpected visit brings joy to the woman, her children, and viewers who appreciate the charming image. Number 54. A woman hunches over in her bedroom, her posture and expression evoking an unsettling presence. The darkness in the room amplifies the woman's despair, and the lack of color further emphasizes the gloomy atmosphere. Number 53. A doll stands by itself on a chair in the sunlight, the stuff of childhood nightmares. Its eyes are wide open and its limbs are contorted in an unnatural position, creating an eerie and disturbing image. Number 52. Vintage Halloween costumes from the 1900s through the 1920s. The past's attempt at creepy creativity. The costumes back then were often simple and spooky, incorporating traditional symbols of the season such as ghosts, witches, bats, and pumpkins. In each of these photographs, there are secrets begging to be discovered. What are these unsettling images trying to tell us? Number 51. A creepy girl with long hair, her appearance defying explanation. The girl's eyes were blank and lifeless, creating a sense of unease and dread in anyone who laid eyes on her. It seemed as if she was not of this world, her presence a mystery to all. Number 50. A woman lying in bed with smallpox, a haunting reminder of a once deadly disease. The woman was motionless, her skin covered in painful sores, her breath shallow and weak. Looking at her lying in bed, it was impossible to ignore the devastating effects of the virus. Number 49. A man stands next to another person wearing a creepy mask, adding an eerie touch to an unknown encounter. The man's expression is unreadable, making it difficult to tell what he's thinking or feeling. He stands there, unmoving, as if waiting for something to happen. Number 48. A creepy Halloween party with a Ouija board, inviting spirits into the celebration. The group of friends gathers around the board, excited to see what will happen. They take turns asking questions to the spirits, their anticipation rising as the answer reveals itself. Number 47. A little girl pushing a stroller in a foggy forest with a doll inside. A scene that belongs in a haunting fairy tale. She walks slowly, her eyes wide with fear, but determined to get through the fog. Number 46. A creepy woman crawling off the couch. A chilling sight that sparks curiosity about her intentions. She slowly and painfully makes her way to the floor, her movements sluggish and awkward. Her face is contorted in pain, her eyes wide with fear. Number 45. A 19th century anthropologist showing off his pair of shrunken heads from Ecuador, a gruesome display of human curiosity. The heads are small and misshapen, their expressions still eerily visible. He proudly presents them as evidence of his travels and successes. Number 44. A dinner table set up for 14 unsuspecting guests in 1946. An eerie gathering with a sinister backdrop. The guests are unaware of their fate that night. None of them will ever leave the table alive. Little did they know that their dinner would be their last supper. We are left with more questions than answers when viewing these images, as they blur the line between reality and the unknown. Number 43. A ghostly apparition caught on film during a wake, circa 1920, leaving us wondering if spirits walk among us. This eerie photograph has been circulated for decades, but the origin of the ghostly figure remains a mystery. Number 42. A pair of entertainers unpacking their dummy friend in 1925. A surreal and macabre spectacle. They were part of a vaudeville act that performed across Europe in the late 1920s. Number 41. A young girl brought to life by French inventors in the 18th century. A bizarre creation ahead of its time. The doll is writing in her journal as she was programmed to do, and sharing with the audience her thoughts and experiences. Number 40. A whimsical scene of Alice and the Dormouse. A peculiar photograph by Ernest Barrade in 1887. The photograph features Alice, the protagonist of Lewis Carroll's Alice in Wonderland, seated in a chair with a dormouse holding her hands. Number 39. Lon Chaney as a friendly neighborhood clown in the 1924 MGM silent movie, He Who Gets Slapped, showcasing his incredible talent for eerie roles. He Who Gets Slapped was the first movie produced by MGM, and one of the first to feature Lon Chaney in a leading role. Number 38. An anatomy class posing with a cadaver in 1901. An unsettling image with the ominous inscription, "Man's usefulness ends not in death, 1901, on the table. In the photo, the students seem to be fascinated by the body, studying the intricate details of its structure and learning how the body works in life and death. Number 37. A man carries a mounted head on a wheelbarrow in a mysterious scene from circa 1910. The head appears to be that of a man. The man is dressed in a suit and holds the wheelbarrow handles with both hands. It is unclear what he is doing or why. In each of these pictures, strange tales linger in the shadows, painting a haunting narrative of the past. Number 36. Mr. Peanut, captured in Times Square in 1956. An unexpected and peculiar sight. Mr. Peanut was an anthropomorphic mascot for the Planters Peanut Company. He was dressed in a top hat, monocle, and spats, and was known for his catchphrase, "Get crackin'." The photo of Mr. Peanut in Times Square quickly became an iconic image of the 1950s. Number 35. A photo of an unknown origin from the mid-1860s shows a man feeding a creepy doll, raising questions about its eerie significance. The doll appears to be handmade and has a strange, almost human-like expression. It's unclear who the man is or why he is in possession of the doll. Number 34. Nice masks. Two girls sitting with a creepy mask, a photograph that intrigues and unnerves. The photograph is dark and mysterious, and the masks seem to be hiding something sinister. Number 33. Who's the guy? A strange man peeking behind kids in a puzzling and suspicious image. He looks suspicious and out of place, and the children look scared. The image conveys a sense of dread and unease. It's unclear what the man's intentions are. Number 32. The chilling, childlike scrawl of the Lipstick Killer in 1946, leaving a terrifying message of potential danger. The message read, "For heaven's sake, catch me before I kill more. I cannot control myself." The killer was eventually caught and sentenced to life in prison, but the horror of his message still lingers in the collective memory. Number 31. The medium, Ava C., forcing a luminous apparition between her hands on May 17, 1912. A perplexing display of the supernatural. She was able to manipulate the shape and size of this light at her will, as if it was an object of her own creation. Witnesses were stunned by her ability to control the unnatural phenomenon. Number 30. A lone scientist descending into the radioactive darkness of Chernobyl in 1986. A haunting journey into the heart of disaster. His mission? To prevent the catastrophe from spreading further. Armed with a Geiger counter, he ventured into the depths of the reactor, risking his life to protect others. Our journey has taken us through eerie and paranormal experiences that can't be explained. But there's still so much to discover. Number 29. A visit from the Angel of Death in 1863. A somber and poignant moment captured during a time of great sorrow. The Angel of Death was seen in many cities throughout the United States during the Civil War, a reminder of the thousands of lives that were lost due to the conflict. This particular image, taken in 1863, captures a quiet moment of solemn reflection amidst the turbulent times. Number 28. An unannounced visitor to a child's slumber in 1860. A mysterious and haunting presence that defies explanation. The figure was described as wearing a long, white gown. The figure had no facial features and seemed to be floating in midair. The parents were unable to explain what happened. Despite its ominous appearance, no harm was done to the child. To this day, the identity of the mysterious visitor remains a mystery. Number 27. A mortician haunted by his day job in 1910. A macabre scene that peels back the curtain of death. He must come to terms with the horror of his job and the possibility of his own mortality while learning to accept the beauty of death. Number 26. Fire and Brimstone, circa 1911. A depiction of doom and destruction that lingers in the imagination. This phrase is often used to describe the end of the world or a catastrophic event. It's derived from the Bible, specifically the book of Genesis, where God rains down fire and sulfur on the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah. Number 25. 4 unidentified flying objects glowing in the sky at 9:35 a.m. on July 15, 1952, in Salem, Massachusetts. A puzzling and eerie sighting. No explanation was ever given about the strange objects, and the incident remains unexplained to this day. It has since become one of the most famous UFO sightings in the United States. Number 24. A portrait of a child getting cozy with Krampus circa 1900. A strange and chilling connection to the dark folklore. Krampus is a figure in German folklore known as a bringer of punishment and justice to naughty children. It was believed that this figure would come during the Christmas season to scare children into behaving well. Number 23. The grotesque sight of a headless woman performing in a Coney Island sideshow in 1945. A haunting and unforgettable image. The woman, known as the Headless Lady, was actually an illusion created by magician William Shilen. She was an attractive woman wearing a special costume that made it appear as if her head was missing. Number 22. A man and his doll laid to rest. A mysterious scene from an unknown year that invites speculation. The painting shows a man and his doll lying side by side in a coffin. The man looking terrified. It's unclear if the man is dead or alive, or what the significance of the doll is. Number 21. A photo of Luana, aka the Bloodthirster, believed to have died in 1909 due to drinking her own blood. A haunting and enigmatic figure from the past. She was a mysterious figure that many believed was a vampire. Her death certificate stated that she died of anemia, but there were rumors that she had in fact been drinking her own blood. Number 20. The unsettling doll with 2 faces from 1920. A bizarre creation that blurs the lines between innocence and eerie. It features 2 heads side by side on a single body, one composed of a baby's face and the other of an old woman's. It is said to bring bad luck to anyone who lays eyes on it. Number 19. A giant spider crab found in Japan in 1904. A creature straight out of a nightmare. It had a body size of up to 12.2 feet and was believed to have lived for more than 100 years. It was so large that it required the efforts of 30 fishermen to haul it out of the sea. Number 18. The chilling smile of the mad bomber behind his reign of terror. A sinister reminder of the past. He was responsible for planting over 30 bombs in New York in the 1940s and 1950s, leaving the city in fear for over 16 years. His identity remained a mystery until he was arrested in 1957 and identified as George Metzke. He was later found to be mentally ill and was committed to a psychiatric hospital for many years. Number 17. A woman in the Wild West wearing a bonnet and a mask to protect her skin. An enigmatic figure amidst the rugged frontier. She lived alone in the desert, her only company the relentless sun and the howling of the wind. Our spines tingle as we look at these astonishing and unsettling photographs. Do they have a deeper meaning? Or are they just coincidences? Number 16. Department store wax mannequins melting during a heat wave in 1929, transforming elegance into an eerie display. The wax figures were once lifelike and displayed in glamorous poses, but due to the heat wave, their features melted into puddles of wax. It was an unsettling sight, and many passersby were disturbed by the sight of the melting wax figures. Number 15. Halloween costumes from the 1930s, capturing the vintage charm and spooky creativity of the past. Many of these costumes were homemade, as people back then did not have access to the same kind of mass-produced costumes we have today. The costumes of the 1930s also had a distinct style. with classic horror movie monsters and cartoon characters featuring heavily. Number 14. Mardi Gras masks, concealing identities and evoking mystery during vibrant celebrations. They're usually decorated with beads, feathers, and bright colors, and they're often made of plastic or paper mache. Wearing masks during Mardi Gras is an important part of the festivities, allowing participants to express themselves and participate without judgment. Number 13. The Rat Catcher, a haunting figure tasked with a grim duty in a bygone era. He was tasked with catching rats in order to keep the towns and cities free from the spread of disease. He was seen as a hero of sorts, as he protected the people from the peril of the rat population. But he was also feared and seen as an omen of bad luck, a harbinger of death. Number 12. A touching photograph of a Victorian baby held by their mother, a glimpse into the tender moments of the past. She is fully dressed in dark clothes. Number 11. The oldest surviving diving suit from the 18th century, a relic of early exploration that sparks curiosity. It's believed to have been used by the French Royal Navy and is made of wood, leather, and metal. It was designed to allow a diver to explore depths of around 30 meters and was an invaluable tool for maritime exploration. Number 10. The old doll factory where innocence meets eeriness in the abandoned halls of forgotten playthings. Long forgotten, the factory has become a haven for the curious, a place of mystery and intrigue. But as one steps inside, they may feel a chill in the air, as the dolls seem to stare, waiting for an old friend to come and play. Number 9. Intriguingly, the Victorian trick photograph from around 1901 appears disturbing at first glance. During that era, traveling freak shows were prevalent, but this image is an example of trick photography. Due to the long exposure time required by cameras back then, enthusiasts would intentionally move during the photo's capture, resulting in bizarre and unsettling images. It's a fascinating insight into the creative experimentation of the past. Number 8. People living a normal life with mummies in Venzone, Italy in 1950, a curious sight amidst history's oddities. The mummy was discovered in a tomb dating back to the 16th century. It was well preserved due to the dry climate of the area. It is now a popular tourist attraction in the region. Number 7. A pair of spooky skeletons riding horses for Halloween in the 1920s, a whimsical yet eerie tribute to the holiday. The two skeletons are dressed in spooky, vintage-style costumes, complete with hats, gloves, and boots. Number 6. A happy clown from the early 1900s, evoking joy and laughter while concealing secrets beneath the painted smile. Little did people know that beneath his cheerful exterior, the clown was struggling with his own demons. Number 5. Goldilocks and the Three Bears in 1908, a peculiar re-imaging of a beloved tale. It featured a young girl, Goldilocks, trespassing into the home of the three bears. She sampled their porridge, sat in their chairs, and even tested out their beds before being discovered by the bears and running away. Number 4. 3 girls in masked costumes at Halloween festivities in College Hill, Cincinnati, Ohio in 1929 captured a mysterious and spirited celebration. The costumes and masks served as a way to temporarily disguise the girls' identities and create an atmosphere of mystery and intrigue. Number 3. An enigmatic and creepy ventriloquist dummy that stirs fear and fascination. It is said that the dummy has a life of its own and can move without being touched by the ventriloquist. Rumors abound that it is possessed by an evil spirit, and many fear getting too close to it. Number 2. A woman was chased by young men and boys with wooden clubs during the Lviv pogroms, a haunting reminder of a dark chapter in history. The Lviv pogroms, which occurred in 1941, were a series of violent attacks against Jewish people in the city. The attacks were carried out by Ukrainian nationalists who targeted Jewish homes, businesses, and individuals. Over 4,000 people were killed in the violence. Number 1. The Blushing Bride Amidst Creepy Women is an enigmatic and chilling tableau that leaves us with more questions than answers. She has a deformed face with empty eyes, as if she were dead. As if they were waiting for something, they seem to be connected to the bride in a way that is both mysterious and terrifying. Thank you for joining us on this bone-chilling journey through history. If you enjoyed these 66 eerie and creepy historical photos, like, share, and subscribe for more chilling content.